I am so, oh my gosh, to introduce to you our final speaker. Oh my goodness, this woman. This work is so beautiful as a teacher of it. And I have two of our other teachers on the room here that I'm going to introduce you to briefly here at the end. And I think that they will agree when I say this, when you get to be in this process of someone in this journey of owning their voice and owning the value of their life experience and the transformation that comes from the owning of their voice and the owning of their experience, and the way they speak about it is a glorious transformation to behold. And this woman's message in a world that is filled with trauma, this woman's message is so deeply needed. I'm so excited to introduce to all of you the amazing Deborah Wiener with her talk, Are You Making Decisions from Your 10-Year-Old Self? Let's give her a huge round of applause. Deborah!
Hey, Deborah!
Awesome. You go.
Are you making your current decisions from your 10-year-old self? Let me take you back to when I was 10 years old. It was a chilly winter snowy day. A group of children were sliding down the fluffy white snow on a bunny hill, laughing with glee. However, I was standing on the top of a different hill with my overbearing and manipulative sister and my only friend, Julie. Our hill was a steep, dangerous, terrifying hill. Julie and my sister wanted me to go down it on a rickety old wooden sled. I'm full of fear, but I'm used to doing what I am told. If you were standing there with me, you would have heard them say, "Come on, Debbie, you can do it. Stop being such a scaredy cat. Chicken, chicken, chicken." I just wanted them to stop pressuring me. I wanted them to like me. I chose them over me. Have you ever chosen another person over yourself? Against my intuition and gut instinct, I got onto that rickety old sled. Within a few seconds, I think to myself, this is a bad decision. The speed is picking up. The bushes and trees are flying by me faster and faster. There's no way to stop this thing. There's no way to slow it down. I have to think quickly. I make a sudden and tragic decision. I see a tree ahead of me. I aim for it, thinking it will stop me. Bam! My face smashes into the tree. My bones crack. I was in a puddle of blood. My nose is broken. It still affects me. Decades later, my nose is crooked. It's hard to breathe. I can't help but feel remorse. Why did I get onto that rickety old sled when I didn't want to? Why did I let my sister and Julie goad me and bully me into a bad decision? My gut was telling me no, but I couldn't say no. That's how I found myself making many bad decisions over my lifetime without thinking if it was right for me, if it was safe for me, if it's what I needed or wanted. You might wonder how a 10-year-old could have been so easily convinced to take this dangerous sled ride. I was born into a severely abusive, dysfunctional, and neglectful home. In my family, the abuse of children and women have been going on for generations. There was an unwritten code of silence that kept anyone from getting help or stopping the abuse. By the time I was 10 years old, I had learned that no was not an acceptable answer. I had been groomed to serve and please everyone around me. My needs were not important. My role was to do as I was told every time without question or complaint. For me, survival in my family required complete and immediate compliance. If my intuition or gut feeling was telling me otherwise, I had to ignore it, tune it out, and turn it off. Is your internal GPS system or intuition turned off? Most of us use a GPS system on our phone or in our cars. We can't get to our destination without one. It tells us where to go next and when to turn. By the time I was 10, I had already lost connection to my own internal GPS system, my intuition. Is your internal GPS system on silent mode? Is it so low? It's a whisper. The worst part about the abuse I suffered was that I lost my identity. I didn't know who I was because I had lost my connection to my intuition, my ability to set healthy boundaries, and my ability to feel and understand emotions. There are many circumstances that could lead to pushing down your intuition. Were your parents strict, religious, immature, neglectful, or absent? Maybe you had harsh teachers, manipulative friends, or a domineering boss. I did. Were you taught that no is not a complete sentence? Maybe you were told that what your intuition was telling you was wrong or incorrect. Maybe you were gaslighted with, "It didn't happen that way." Have you ever realized after the fact your intuition told you to turn left and you turned right, and maybe something bad happened, like a car accident? Maybe you override your intuition by being so busy you cannot hear it. I did. With my intuition turned off, I could only feel pain, anxiety, and panic. But underneath the pain were all the emotions I was never allowed to feel. I couldn't feel or distinguish between my emotions of sadness and anger. Do you push down your anger so that it turns into sadness and depression? Are you numb? You might have heard of fight, flight, or freeze. There's a fourth survival strategy called fawn, which is people pleasing. I was always on high alert, filled with anxiety and panic and fight or flight mode, watching out for people's needs. I was Debbie on the spot. If you needed something, I was already on it. This is how I survived my childhood and most of my adulthood. Do you have healthy boundaries? I grew up not being taught about personal boundaries. I thought a boundary was a fence between two properties. I learned I was overstepping others' boundaries by over-helping. I was depriving people of learning the lessons they came in to learn by saving them, by stepping in before they even asked for help. This pattern of ignoring my own needs and overgiving took a huge toll on my physical health and energy, causing the suppressed emotions to go into my body. My adrenals were compromised. I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, exhausted and drained with no energy left. There was an area of my life where I felt alive and energized. One of my favorite things to do was to visit model homes. I would tour these beautifully decorated homes and I would say, this is great. It feels so good. I was inspired by the way I felt in these homes. I began to practice what I called decorating, and it changed the energy of my home. I could see how these changes affected people and their energy. They would light up. I realized I had a gift for creating beautiful spaces that people would never want to leave. I continued with this journey and became a certified Western feng shui master. I guide my clients to change their spaces and how they feel on both the inside and the outside. Separately, I have owned a successful business with my husband for 33 years. Recently, my employees told me they didn't want to go into the office. They told me they didn't like the way it felt. Because of the COVID-19 lockdown, it had been over a year since I had gone in myself. I went in and saw that it needed an update. The energy in the office was not inviting people to want to return from working from home. It felt old and stagnant. I made significant energy adjustments utilizing my expertise as a feng shui master. If energy doesn't flow well, it becomes stagnant. If the energy in a business is stagnant, the sales may become stagnant. After making feng shui changes, our sales increased significantly. Within 8 months, our revenue increased by 88%. This increase is because the energy has improved. Employees are excited to come to work and to talk to customers. They're motivated, creative, and productive. Just like you can feel the energy of a room, you can feel the energy of the people around you. I loved that I could use my feng shui skills in my home and office to make people feel good. What I hadn't done yet was feng shui myself. I needed to feng shui the energy inside of me. I needed to declutter, toss out the old garbage, the beliefs and the perspectives that didn't work for me anymore. Fix your inner landscape and outside environment. Then you can change your results, including your communications, relationships, and business endeavors. There wasn't just one moment that woke me up to begin my healing. For me, it was a series of painful and bad decisions that propelled me to change. I now heal myself by meditating, being still, and breathing. These practices allow me to trust myself and the voice inside of me. I can now set healthy boundaries, speak up for myself, and shed the people-pleasing. I feel and understand my emotions. I remember who I am. I protect and clear my energy so that I can heal my physical body. I make my decisions from my current self rather than from my 10-year-old self. A few weeks ago, if you were sitting with me and my son Aaron, you would have heard him say, "Mom, do you want to go bobsledding?" This time, my 10-year-old self wasn't in control. I was able to hear my intuition guiding me to know what was auspicious for me. And I said, "Hell no." This time, no was a complete sentence. I didn't know that no could feel so good. All this internal reflective work wasn't just for me. I discovered that I am here to change my lineage. I am the one that is willing to speak up and to work on myself. While changing myself, I am changing those around me and my family for generations to come. You might be wondering, can you apply this to yourself? Yes, you too have the powerful gift of intuition. You can set healthy boundaries. You can learn to more deeply feel and understand your emotions. You will experience more joy. It is never too late. You can change, grow, and evolve. If it's not too late for me, it's not too late for you. If I can do it, so can you.
Deborah.
Wow.
Really good.
Wow.
Powerful.
So good.
Soak it up, girl.
Oh, amazing. So amazing. Please go ahead and in the chat box, share with Deb what you loved about this talk, this extraordinary message. I mean, I'm so touched, Deb. I want to open up. Who wants to celebrate? What'd you love? What moved you? I know everybody's like, I want to do it, but someone else is going to do it. Just go ahead and lean in. You can unmute yourself and lean in.
I just have, I'm sorry, I just have to say that I loved when she said, ask yourself, is it safe? Is it what I need or want? No, and that no is an acceptable answer. Like, just no. That's amazing. I was just touched by everything that she said, especially fixing my own inner landscape. And the feng shui, the energy inside of me. I'm like looking around my house and thinking, I should be feng shui my house for sure. Because I know I've heard the energy that it gives and how wonderful it is. And I have one of those little lions, those stone feng shui lions, and I'm really not sure if it's faced in the right direction. So I think I better check that out. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Deb, I want to tell you how moving it is.
Mm-hmm.
That just to see you arrive at this place of being so clear and so compelling. I am so moved by you. And this message is one that is like a healing salve for everybody who's gone through this. As you're talking, and I'm sure this is true and I could see it in the chat, people were writing the whole time you were speaking of like, oh my gosh, fawning, people pleasing, right? What a mechanism that is of dealing with the trauma and the ahas happening here, and for the place where people can locate behaviors that in the way that you share it can set people free. So I'm thank you for being so committed, relentlessly committed to bringing this message out. I know you've been on a real journey, and I'm so proud of you. It is so gorgeous what you've birthed, and I'm really excited to see you now take this and spread this. People need to hear this. Let's give her another huge round of applause.
So good, Deborah.
Yes.
Deborah.
Yes.
So
That
beautiful.
is amazing. Oh,
Yes.
that was so. That was
Hell
so
no.
lovely. Yes.